Hola, hola. Buenas tardes. Hoy es el 3 de febrero. Son las 6:29. 6:29. Class starts en un minuto. Hola.
Hola.
Hola, Debbie.
Ah,
Hola, Kathy. Hola, Karen. Hola, Carlos.
Hola.
¿Cómo estamos?
Hola.
Hola, hola. Wow, it looks so, Karen, with that loose, you look so elegante. Sí, sí. Ah, ok, here comes Esteban. Vamos, ¿cómo estamos? Everybody doing well?
Yeah.
Sí, good. Right on. Hola, Esteban. Give another minute here. I love doing this on Zoom and seeing the faces and the backgrounds and Kathy with her nice curtains outlining her hair. Bueno, a ver. Let's see, how we doing on time? It's la hora. I'll get started as soon as one more person jumps in. We're gonna get rocking and rolling. Hola, Sue. Okay. Well, maybe we won't. Wait. All right. Well, hey, so did I or did I not email the plan for today out? I don't think I emailed it, did I? That's okay. I usually just put it together for me, not so much for you guys. So I'm gonna pull it up here and see if there's any more people trickling in. Here comes Ron. All right. Ya empezamos. Time to get started. El 3 de febrero. Y hoy, yeah, make sure you guys are on mute, por favor. I know it's tough when you come in to just have to mute yourself. Okay, so hoy repasamos. Repasar is to review. So we're going to review the subjects, the possessive adjectives, the long and short form that we went over in last class. Go through and correct the tarea, and then we'll do a little more practice with the long and short form. Okay, so esta tabla, I laid this out with everything and laid out by who it relates to. And if you see on this tablet here, and this will go into the documents folder, that the subject pronouns are in verde, or highlighted in verde. Somebody's not on mute. Hola, hola. It's just I get feedback with my voice when. Okay. And then in azul, I have los adjetivos posesivos, the possessive adjectives in blue, the me, tutus, okay? And then in marron, in brown, or if you recall the colors, marron is brown, but so is pardo or también café, you say café. So in el color café, the short form possession, so I put the possessive adjectives along with an object being possessed. And then in verde, not highlighted in verde, but in green, I have the same things from the short form, but stated in long form. Okay, so let's just go through this chart real quick, and then you'll have it for your practice once I get this into the documents. It might make a little more sense to people. So this together, the verde, the highlighted in verde 3 times, like we've done in the last couple of classes. Los sujetos, the subject pronouns with the acciones. Okay, here we go. Yo, say with me, guys. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Dos veces más. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Ooh, getting better. I'm going to change up my view here real quick. We'll go un poquito más rápido. Here we go. Last time, a little more quickly. Here we go. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. It's like our own baile. I gotta put that to some music and we'll get a little dance. We got the subject pronoun dance going on. Okay, so like I said on this chart now, the next thing I have labeled, I'm not labeled, but the next thing I have in azul, color blue, are the possessive adjectives. And remember, they're all in the box related to that subject, right? So if it's me, it's belonging to yo, right? So mi or mis, the subject, the possessive adjective, mi or mis, tu or tus, su or sus, nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras, vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestras, and su and sus. Okay, so here you can correlate that it's belonging to tu. Here you can correlate that it's belonging to él, ella, or usted. Here it's belonging to nosotros. Here it's showing that it's belonging to vosotros. And here it's showing that it's belonging to ellos, ellas, ustedes. Reminder, especially for these plural ones, there only gets an S put on those blue ones, the possessive adjective, if what is being possessed, if what comes next is plural. It doesn't work like that in the long form. It's only the short form. Okay, so now I put it together short form in the brown. Okay, this is all pertaining to belonging to the yo. Repítame, mi perro, mis perros. So now I'm going to convert it to long form. Okay, so long form is where I take what's being possessed and saying it's of the person, pertaining to that person. Okay, so in this case, this me is not going to be made plural. Only the dog is going to be made plural, unlike the possessive adjectives. Okay, so this is, if you still have not really clear on all these, this is a great chart to study and to look at and to practice these. Okay, so another way of saying mi perro is, everybody, el perro de mí. And another way of saying mis perros is, repitan, los perros de mí. You're looking at here, like I explained the last class, these are it's a prepositional pronoun. It's going to get an accent on it, because if I don't have an accent, then it means my, and I'm not saying the dogs of my, right? I'm literally saying the dogs of me, which are, we translate to my dogs. Okay, so that's the difference between the mi with an accent and mi. Me without an accent is my, me with an accent is me. Okay, so correlating with you, your backpack, repitan, tu mochila. And the long form, repitan, la mochila de ti. Means exactly the same thing, your backpack. The thing is that here, in these first two, it's more common to use the possessive adjective in front than to state it out with the long form. And repitan, tus mochilas. Your backpacks in the long form, las mochilas de ti. Muy bien. And next one, belonging to either él, ella, or usted, he, she, or you formal. We're going to be saying su, only sus if what comes next is plural. So short form, repitan su almuerzo. Okay, and that for long form, I can get more specific, right? I'm going to either say, oops, I kept it dog. I meant to change it to almuerzo. Let me change these. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't. Almuerzo and los almuerzos. So with the long form, I could be extremely specific, right? I could say, literally say, instead of his or almuerzo, I can be specific that I'm meaning his lunch or her lunch or your formal lunch. So repitan el almuerzo de él. Okay, but if I wanted to clarify that it's her lunch, then I'd say de ella, or your formal lunch, de usted. And then let's make it her lunches. Repitan los almuerzos de ella. Okay, on the plural side, remember, like I said, these are all belonging to nosotros. we're only going to adapt here in when it's agreeing with the noun that's coming next. Long form, there's no, I know this one got a little confusing in the last class. Long form, it's always just going to be de nosotros. I can make it de nosotras if I must make it clear that the we are only females. But other than that, if it's belonging to us, it's always just going to be a de, in long form, it's always going to be a de nosotros or de nosotras. Short form, this nuestro gets adapted to agree. Okay, so our cousin, our male cousin, our female cousin, repita, nuestro primo, nuestra prima. Okay, so that would be, repitan, el primo de nosotros. Of course, I can also say la prima de nosotros if I'm talking about our female cousin. And then repitan, nuestros primos, nuestras primas. So our cousins, the other way of stating that, los primos de nosotros. And of course, if I want to use the long form to say our female cousins, then it's just the noun that changes. Las primas de nosotros. De nosotros does not change. Okay, same thing with the vosotros belonging to you all, Spain. Our possessive adjectives, vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestras. Repitan this short version, our neighbor, vuestro vecino. Or our female neighbor, vuestra vecina. And I guess I should have put that this could be el vecino or la vecina, but this part's not going to be any different. Okay, so another way of saying I think I said your guys's Spain neighbor, el vecino de vosotros. Just as long as you know that's the exact same thing as saying vuestro vecino, el vecino de vosotros. And then your guys's neighbors, vuestros vecinos. Or los vecinos de vosotros. And if I'm referring to your guys' female neighbors, then I just change this to las vecinas de vosotros. Okay, and then the last one here, there are your guys's, the su or sus, short form, your guys' school or their school, su escuela. And your guys' schools or their schools, sus escuelas. I can make it more specific in long form. So repítame, la escuela de ellos. Which, you know, is their school, but what if I want to make it your guys' school? In this case, I'd have to swap out the ellos and use the ustedes. Repitan, la escuela de ustedes. And their schools with the long form, las escuelas de ellos. And I want to make it your guys' schools, then I just change the ellos to ustedes. Las escuelas de ustedes. Okay, so like I said, you guys will have this chart to review, and if you still have some confusion, hopefully that'll help sort a little bit of it out. Next thing I want to, or are there any questions that don't pertain to the homework just yet, because we're going to go over the homework and I'll get your questions. Did you guys have any questions about this chart here? Okay, all right, let's get to la tarea, which I hope you guys, did you guys just give me a head nod? Did you see that I put 2 new activities in Quizlet? See? Okay, good, good. If not, they're there. I'm gonna suggest you work on them this week. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, so we went through this in la última clase, the last class, and talked to you about the prepositional pronouns. If you guys needed a review, you got the video and you can pull this back up. But what I want to do real quick is do this for some practice. Okay, I'm gonna number these and I'm gonna give you a number and have you have a chance to prepare what I'm gonna ask you to do. Okay, so let me just number these. And I'll do the first one. This is what I want you to do. I want you to read it, and then I want you to tell me what it means, and then I want you to give me the short form, which means you in the short form, you're using a mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro, su. Short form, you're using a possessive adjective in front. Okay, so this is the way I'm going to have you do this. I will say la casa de mi. Now you guys have the chart in front of you. I don't want you to look at the chart. I want you to only look at this to see if you guys can do this without looking them up. Okay, because the chart has it laid out with the meaning and the short form as well. This chart right here, right? But these are without that. Okay, so I'm going to have you say la casa de mi means my house. So the other way of saying my house is mi casa. That's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to read it, tell me the meaning, and tell me the other way of saying it with the short form. Okay, you guys ready for me to give you your, how many numbers do I have? You know, I'm gonna pull this back up in just a second because I need to see all your faces to know who else. I'm gonna stop this for a second. And then I'm gonna assign you números. Okay, so ready? Debbie, you're dos, Karen, tres. Remember your numbers. Charles, cuatro. Kathy, cinco. Esteban, seis. Sue, siete. Ron, ocho. Heidi, nueve. Rona, diez. Oh, is it perfect with the numbering? And Jenny, once. There are once, right? Let's see. Yay, perfect. Okay. Now you know which ones you're doing. I'm gonna have you take yourself off mute and tell us, por favor, without looking at the chart. I want to see how you guys do. Okay, go ahead. Número dos. I don't remember who all I gave the numbers to because now I can't see your faces in the same order. All right, Deb.
I am dos.
Right. Okay.
El amigo de ti. My friend.
El amigo de ti does not mean my friend. El amigo de mi means my friend.
Your friend.
It means your friend. Okay. And what's the other way of saying your friend?
Tu amigo. Tus
amigo.
amigo.
No,
Tu amigo.
Exactly. No accent, right? Because with an accent, I mean you, friend, right? Perfecto. Muy bien. Número tres.
Okay, número tres. Read it. So, el hermano de él, and that's the brother of.
No. I don't want you to read it like that. I want you to read it how we would word it in English. Like with this one, I said my house. Here, you said it's your friend.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that is the literal, the brother of him, right? But
okay. His brother.
There you go. And the other way of saying his brother.
Su hermano.
Perfecto. Muchas gracias. Número cuatro.
La llave de ella. Her key. Su llave.
Bien, muchas gracias. Número cinco.
El sombrero de usted. Your hat.
Belonging to you formal. Exactly.
And it would be su sombrero.
Repite.
Su sombrero.
Su sombrero. I thought I was hearing sus, but it was the S from the sombrero.
Su sombrero.
Su sombrero. Muy bien, muchas gracias. Número 6.
La familia.
Familia.
La familia de nosotros. Our family. Nuestro familia.
Okay, let me hear you say familia.
Familia.
And now I'm going to write what you said, and now I need you to do the appropriate adaptation, making your possessive adjective nuestro agree with familia. Make your nuestro.
Nuestros.
Well, look at familia is feminine and singular.
Oh, no, nuestra.
Exactly. That adjective, that possessive adjective coming in front has to agree with the noun. The noun is feminine and singular, so nuestra familia. Gracias. Número 7. Carlos, you're on mute. I can see your lips moving, so I know you're número 7. Oh, well, then you weren't. You were just talking to, who's número 7?
It's me.
Who's
Sorry. Me. Yo,
Yes.
Sue.
I can't see everybody.
Oh.
Sue, okay, go
But I
ahead.
can see me. 7. El primo de nosotros. Our uncle. Nuestro
Primo no es uncle. Tío is uncle.
tío. Cousin.
Cousin, there you go.
Nuestro primo. No. Yeah, nuestro primo.
Primo, exactly. El primo de nosotros, nuestro primo. Muchas gracias. Número 7. Like the mystery person. Who's 7?
Yo. Ocho.
Ocho.
Número
Ocho.
8. Perdón. Who's 8? Is that Rona?
Oh, Rona. Okay.
Who's 8? Okay, I'm super confused. Ron, are you número 8?
I thought I was. That's what I heard you say. is
Oh,
Rona.
good. I'm waiting for you to go. Vamos.
Our names can get confusing at times. Ocho, El Libro de Vosotros. Is it your books or our books? Your
Well,
books.
first of all, it's your guys's and it's just el libro. It's just el libro.
So it would be our book.
Vosotros is you guys.
Your book.
Your book, but only speaking to you all in Spain. Your guys' book, okay?
Right.
What's the way of saying your guys' Spain book? That one book belongs to you guys.
I'm basically going to take a guess. Vosotros.
No, and it's not. Vosotros is not
Not-
possessive adjective. You got to use vuestro. Vuestro.
Oh, vuestro libro.
Vuestro libro. Muchas gracias. Número 9.
Número 9. La bandera de vosotros. Sorry, my cat just walked across my keyboard. El gato. El gato. La bandera de vosotros. Your Spain flag. Yeah,
Your
big
guys' flag. Your guys'
So flag is bandera, which is female. So
let
that's
me hear you say not band, but bandera.
bandera.
Okay.
So female, so vuestra bandera.
Yep, it's a feminine word, so it's vuestra bandera.
That's the hardest part of this whole thing is getting.
Exactly. That's why I spent a lot of time on it, because I spent so much time with you thinking about plural and so forth with the adjectives, and now all of a sudden vuestra represents more than one person, but you can't make that plural if it's representing more than one person. You only make it plural if the object being possessed is. That's totally a hard thing to do. See. Muchas gracias. Número 10.
Número 10, la clase de ellos, their class, su clase.
Ajá, exacto, su clase. Muchas gracias. Número 11.
Número 11, el apartamento de ellas, their female apartment.
They're females. Yeah, okay, sorry. I was like,
Their female apartment, yes. El apartamento de ellas.
okay. And what's the short form? What's the short form?
So sorry.
Okay.
Su apartamento.
Su apartamento. So they're females. Apartment. Su apartamento. Gracias. And el carro de ustedes. Hopefully you guys looked at this one. It means your guys' car. And it's just going to be su. That's the tough part, because su can represent more than one person. Right? It's going to stay su because carro is singular. So your guys' car. Okay. All right. Not too bad. Let's go back up and go through these. Everybody on mute. These are what we just went through. I'm going to have you just repeat me on those, short and long form, before we go over the other tarea. Repítame. My house, mi casa, la casa de mí. Your friend, tu amigo, el amigo de ti. His brother, su hermano, el hermano de él. Her key, su llave, la llave de ella. Your formal singular belonging to usted hat. Su sombrero, el sombrero de usted. Our family, nuestra familia, la familia de nosotros. Our cousin, nuestro primo, el primo de nosotros. Your guys's in Spain book. Vuestro libro, el libro de vosotros. Your guys's in Spain flag. Vuestra bandera, la bandera de vosotros. Their class, su clase, la clase de ellos. Oh, their apartment, belonging to the females. Su apartamento, el apartamento de ellas. Your guys's, your plural car, su carro, el carro de ustedes. Okay, I just want to recap, and the beauty of this with the day showing possession is that we literally can state whoever it is that, you know, I could say el hermano de mis amigos, el hermano de tu novio. I can make it as specific as I want after the day, okay, as absolutely specific. And a reminder to read these backwards in English and use the apostrophe S in English. So you in your brains, you should always be equating an apostrophe S to a day after the noun in Spanish, okay? So that's why I said, well, our friend, in this case, it was because it was with the possessive adjectives, but if I want to say la llave de Maria, then it would be Maria's keys, right? So if I say el libro de Paco y su esposa, Paco and his wife's apostrophe S book, okay? So those will, that's where the apostrophe S comes in. I'm going to catch some of you guys a lot of times where you're going to want to be saying Maria's casa. Nunca, 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 nunca en español, Maria's casa. At this point, you should be able to formulate that it's going to be la casa de María. Okay. All right.
Pregunta?
Sí, por favor.
Well, I just wanted to make sure just that, so I can, on that part, whether it was talking about the apartments, their apartments. So if it was.
Well, it was just one apartment, first of all.
Yeah, if it was two, if it was a, because I got confused with the females as plural.
Well, no, the females is making it ella. When you do, you could only state that it's females with the long form. In the short form, you cannot tell that it's ellas unless, I'm not going to use the short form unless I've already been talking about the females, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to ever.
If it was apartments, though, it would be SUS, apartamento.
Exactly. It'd be SUS.
Okay.
And then what would change on the long form?
Yes.
It would
Okay.
just, the long
Yes.
form would just change to los apartamentos.
Gracias.
Yeah. De nada. All right. So you got it. Whoops. Did I take that off the screen already? Okay. Bueno, on to the next thing, which is la tarea. Okay. My copy doesn't have the answers down below. I think your copy's dead. So when we go through these, You should be getting them correctos. I'm going to be asking you guys to help me with the corrections here. I'll do this. No, I won't do the same thing. I'll just select and have you take yourself off mute. But real quick, let's run through these here. La pronunciación, Paco's apostrophe S. So I know it's going to be after this. I'm going to be using a de Paco. Okay, so Paco's scrambled eggs, repitan los huevos revueltos de Paco. Or his scrambled eggs, sus huevos revueltos. Your friend's coffee, I know I'm going to be in Spanish, starting with coffee and then making it belong to your friend using a de. Repitan, el café de tu amigo. Now, it's never necessary to make tu amigo be el amigo de ti, but you always can. Because if you see the possessive adjective, you can always break that down further by using de. So I could say el café del amigo de ti, but you're not really going to hear that. His coffee, su café. Your, belonging to ustedes, backpack, la mochila de ustedes. Su mochila. Your, meaning belonging to vosotros, your guys is in Spain grandmother, la abuela de vosotros. Or vuestra abuela. Once again, when you use the short form adjective, it does not tell you if it's more than one person, or well, in this case, it's more than one because your guys's, but it doesn't tell you the gender of the people. It's only vuestra because abuela. Here is where I can make it tell you the gender of the people. If I wanted to be your guys's only females grandmother, then in the long form, that's the only way I can really let you know the specifics of the owner of the object or the people, right? So here is saying your guys's, but you guys, the both of you or the three of you or to whomever I'm speaking in Spain are only females. That's the only way that I can specify that. I cannot specify that with the possessive adjective, okay? Your formal brother-in-law, el cuñado de usted. And su cuñado. I'm going to do the first two and then I will select people to help me with these as we go. My big universe, repitan, el universo grande de mí. Mi universo grande. Your sister's dinner, la cena de tu hermana. Perdón. Su cena. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to select you and you get to do the number of your choice from números 3 a 15. Por favor, di el número, say the number, el español y después el inglés. Let's start with Jenny. You're on my screen first here, so I'm just going to go in screen order. El número de tu selección, whichever one you want to answer.
Okay. El número 3, Uncle Pablo's pancakes. Los panqueques del tío Pablo.
Okay, and let me hear you say pan instead of pan. Los panqueques.
Los panqueques del tío Pablo.
Muy bien, you got the del in there. Everybody, did you get the del? If you checked your answers that were on the handout, then you did. Tío Pablo. Okay, or I wanted you to do short form too. Jenny? Did this last time.
Momentito.
Oh, wait, say his pancakes.
Su panqueque. Sus
Okay.
panqueques.
Yeah, you thought it through and you went back because you heard that panqueques, panqueques is plural, so sus panqueques. Muchas gracias. And Debbie, whichever numero, we don't have to go in order. You can choose whatever one you want to do.
5.
Cinco.
Your brother's desserts. Los postres de tus hermanos. Or
Nice. Yes, wait, hold on a second. De tus hermanos. And she said tus hermanos because she noticed that the apostrophe is after this, so it's more than one brother, right? And then we're speaking to you singular informal. I know that because in parentheses, I didn't tell you whatever the other you was, and that's always the default is the you singular informal. So los postres de tus hermanos, or
su postres.
okay, but think about, look at what you just said here.
Sus
There
postres.
you go, right? So just as long as I'm making us think on this now, this
Yeah.
possessive adjective always has to agree with what's coming next. Here you can, it doesn't have to agree. This can be really specific, but here that must agree in number and in some of them in gender. Gracias, Carlos. Whichever número.
Número 4. Their neighbor's car. El carro del vecino. And su carro.
El carro del vecino and su carro. Muy bien. So you said the neighbor's car and then you just made it their car. Perfecto. Gracias. Kathy, you're up.
Número 6, the girls' breakfast, el desayuno de las chicas, and sus desayuno,
Okay, let me hear you say el desayuno.
el desayuno
De las
de
chicas.
las chicas.
And then you, what's the next one you said?
And I said sus desayuno.
Why did you say sus? You took yourself off mute. You put yourself on mute. Go ahead and take your.
Sorry, I thought it was more than one girl.
It is more than one girl, but this is what I've been trying to point out the entire time here, Kathy, that this doesn't tell.
It doesn't have to, yeah, you're
Right?
okay.
It needs to, I'm sorry, you said sus desayuno, but it's su desayuno, which still translates to their breakfast. And once again, that's the hardest part about this. No S on here, but that su is representing more than one person in this case. We know su can mean his, her, your, formal, their, your guys's, right? Okay. Número, let's see, got it. Sue. And Sue, there's a lot of Sues.
Sí, yeah, sí.
Desayuno y Sue.
13.
13.
My mother's salty fish. La pescado salado de mi madre.
El pescado. El pescado.
Oh, sí. Dang. El pescado salado de mi madre.
Salado de mi madre, okay?
Mi madre. Su pescado salado.
Su pescado salado. Muy bien. Perfecto. So my mother salty fish and her salty fish. Ron, tu turno. ¿Qué número?
Número 8.
Número
8. Las mascotas. Oh, my best friend's pets. Excuse me. Las mascotas de, I put down amigo mejor.
Well, you still use your best friend, so you want to get the me in there. And well, you want to get the me in there, and then mejor is best, but it's one of those adjectives that goes in front. So it's going to be de mi mejor amigo.
Amigo. Okay.
Las mascotas de mi mejor amigo. And then how do you say his pets?
Sus mascotas.
But instead of saying mea, I want you to say ma.
Mascotas.
There you go. Sus mascotas. Está bien if you also use the word animales de casa. They are interchangeable, mascota or animal de casa. A house animal is a mascota. Muchas gracias, Ron. Heidi?
That's it.
Número 14, your crunchy chicken. El pollo crujiente de tú.
It can't be a de tú because de is a preposition and tú is not a prepositional pronoun. Okay? You have to.
That's why I did this one, because I didn't know how to do it.
Heidi, that chart that I did at the beginning of the class, you really want to take a look at that, okay? And then on this is, I think it was this assignment, or no, sorry, on another assignment I have it laid out where you can, those, it's de mi or de ti, and the rest are just like the subject pronouns, the el, ella, usted, and so forth, but it's only the yo and tú that are different after a preposition, me and ti. Apoyo crujiente de ti, o
De ti, okay.
on the short form? Your
Tu pollo crujiente.
Muchas gracias. Rona?
Número 11.
Número 11. Oops.
Your students' lessons. Las lesiones. de lo-
Lake, because it's a double C. So las lecciones.
Oh, las lecciones de los estudiantes de usted.
See, you did it the full form, which is de los estudiantes de usted, so we understood clearly. Now I could also say las lecciones de sus estudiantes, but this is much more clear. I'd rather you do it this way, the whole, right? Let's say the whole thing out, okay? Or
Sus lecciones.
sus lecciones, excelente. In this case, it's their lessons, right? Because it's the student lessons, their lessons. So las lecciones de los estudiantes de usted, your formal, Muy bien. Let's see, I don't know who else I don't have in view here. Did Esteban cut out? Esteban, are you still there? Oh, there you are.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't do, who else?
Yeah.
I didn't do Esteban, I didn't do.
And Karen.
I didn't do Esteban or Karen, okay. Esteban and
Yeah.
then, go ahead, Esteban.
Siete. El,
So our grandmother's apple pie, is that what you're doing, Siete?
our grandmother's apple pie.
Gracias.
El manzana, no, el pe de
Pie.
manzana.
Hold on, let's make it, you gotta say pie, because if you say pay, this is
Okay.
here, this is the way you say pay, P-E, pay. In Espanol, pie, the AY, and I want everybody to see this, because these are sounds that we have a little problem, so if you don't mind me interrupting for just a second here, class A, there's 3 ways to get the sound I, and I. That's the 3 ways. Those are all I. So when we say pie, P-A-Y, but if it's pay, it's just the letter E, okay? So el pie,
El
Go
pie de, el pie de manzana de abuela.
okay, just real quick, and everybody as well, remember that Z is just like an S. El pie de manzana.
Manzana,
Okay.
abuela.
You didn't get the our grandmother. You just got grandmother's apple pie, but I want it to be our grandmother's apple pie.
No, nuestro.
Okay, make that agree with abuela.
Nuestra
There you go. Nuestra
abuela.
abuela.
Nuestra
He
abuela.
could have strung that out a little bit as well. He could have also said el pie de manzana de la abuela de nosotros. He could have turned this into, oops.
Yeah.
He could have
Mother of art.
made it a lot more interesting and said el pie de manzana de la abuela de nosotros. Right, but it's completely understood saying it like this. El pie de manzana de nuestra
The
abuela.
short form is nuestra abuela.
No, short form is not nuestra abuela because nuestra
No,
abuela.
no, it would be su abuela.
Su abuela means somebody's grandmother, but you want to say her pie. You don't want to say somebody's grandmother. Our grandmother's apple pie is her. Is her
Okay, gotcha. Su
mean,
pie.
yeah, I'd like it.
Su pie.
Su pie. There you go. And Karen, gracias, Esteban.
Okay, gracias. So numero nueve, Luisa's cousin's shoes.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna interrupt. I want you to say numero, not numero. Numero.
Numero,
There you go.
numero. Okay. Los zapatos del la.
Oh, and I interrupt if we don't have the pronunciation down. I'm going to keep interrupting you guys. That's
Okay.
my job. Zapatos.
Zapatos. Okay. Los zapatos de la prima de Luisa.
Let me stop you here for a second. Why did you make it prima? Now I'm going to keep it del, but it can't be prima. I didn't say female cousin either, but we'll make it a male cousin because I didn't say female cousin. I'll keep it del because of the male cousin. But if it were a female cousin, it'd have to be de la prima. So
De la. Okay, got it.
I don't want you to say de la prima. I want you to make it a male cousin. So stick with the del primo.
Del primo de Luisa.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a challenging one there. Los zapatos del primo de Luisa. So going backwards, everybody, Luisa's cousin's shoes. And that's the way you check your work on these if you can read it backwards, right? Luisa's cousin's shoes. Same thing here. Your formal students' lessons. If you can read it backwards, that's the way like in math, like you go back and check your work, right? Okay, sorry, go ahead. Now, go ahead, short form.
Sus zapatos.
Muy bien, good. You got to practice the word zapatos a few times. That was good. Sus zapatos. Muchas gracias. So we got how many more? We got uno, dos, just dos más. Okay, so I'll do these, you guys, and see how you did. Your plural Spain lunch. So that one lunch is belonging to you all. So el almuerzo. If I were in Spain, I'd actually call it the comida, la comida. El almuerzo de vosotros, or vuestro. I'm going to keep it vuestro because almuerzo is masculine and singular. The only way that this would change if I had a feminine noun, then it'd be vuestra. If I had lunches, then it'd be vuestros, right? And Mr. Ramirez's wife is going to be la esposa del. Y'all remember to get that del because I'm saying el señor, del señor Ramirez. So la esposa del señor Ramirez's wife is su esposa. Oh, actually I got número 15 to do as well. Su esposa. Okay. And the students, more than one student, fabulous work. Going backwards, fabulous work. El trabajo fabuloso. Now I'm going to make it de los estudiantes. El trabajo fabuloso de los estudiantes, or su. I'm not going to make that plural, even though I'm talking about the students. I'm not making it plural because fabulous work is singular. Su trabajo fabuloso. Okay, I'm going to go over the pronunciation. Have you guys repeat all these after me. Some of them, once they get, I have a list. I could really cause you guys a lot of grief in terms of some brain work. A list, I'll do it a little later on, where I'm putting like Javier's grandmother's brother's car. So like you literally have to piece it all together and go backwards, but I'll wait. I won't bombard you with that just yet, but they're really fun to do. Really fun. No, don't do them. Okay. And any preguntas on these before I have you repeat? No?
Sí, yo tengo pregunta.
Danny.
Okay, en el número 2, your sister's dinner, la cena de tu hermana. ¿Por qué es tú? Oh, no. ¿Por qué es su y no tú?
Right here, because your sister's dinner is not your dinner. Your sister's dinner is her dinner.
Claro que sí, gracias.
I got it? Right, yeah, a couple of them got confusing like that. You had to look at, like, I really wanted to make it my pie, but it was my grandmother's pie, right? Even though it's we say our grandmother's apple pie, it's still her pie. She's the one that makes it. Okay. Bueno, ¿más preguntas? ¿No? Entonces todos repítame, concentramos en la buena pronunciación. Okay, really work hard on the good pronunciation here. My big universe, el universo grande de mí. Mi universo. Your sister's dinner, la cena de tu hermana. Su cena. So her dinner. Uncle Pablo's pancakes and then his pancakes. Los panqueques del tío Pablo. Sus panqueques. The neighbor's car, el carro del vecino. I should separate all those. His car, su carro. 5, your brother's desserts. Los postres, you mean your brothers, plural, more than one. Los postres de tus hermanos. Their desserts, sus postres. Número 6, the girls' breakfast. El desayuno de las chicas. And, you know, some of you, the word chica and muchacha is very intercambiable, very interchangeable. So you can also use de las muchachas. De las niñas are girls as well. And their breakfast, su desayuno. I want to tell you one more time about the word desayuno, because here's the sound I that I was talking about. Desayuno is really technically, but I can't, I guess I need to do a little research, but on the specifics for the rule on this, but this is pronounced desayuno. So it's like you're hearing the Y twice because it's making this I, but then you're hearing U instead of U. So you're not saying desayuno, you're saying desayuno. Our número 7, our grandmother's apple pie, el pie de manzana de nuestra abuela. Or her pie, su pie. Número 8, my best friend's pets, las mascotas de mi mejor amigo. His pets, sus mascotas. Número 9, Luisa's cousin's shoes, los zapatos del primo de Luisa. Or her shoes, sus zapatos. Número 10, perdón. Your guys' lunch in Spain, el almuerzo de vosotros. Or vuestro almuerzo. Once, your students' lessons, las lecciones de los estudiantes de usted. Their lessons, sus lecciones. Doce, Mr. Ramirez's wife, la esposa del señor Ramírez. His wife, su esposa. 13, my mother's salty fish, el pescado salado de mi madre. Su pescado salado. Número 14, your crunchy chicken, el pollo crujiente de ti. Tu pollo crujiente. Your crunchy chicken. And 15, the students' fabulous work, el trabajo fabuloso de los estudiantes. Their fabulous work, su trabajo fabuloso. Okay, bueno. Hopefully you're feeling a little more comfortable with these. Any more preguntas before we move on?
Pregunta.
Sí.
When do you use del and de?
You use del when it's back to back to with de el. You use de when we're showing all these with possession. Esteban, the only time you use del is if you are running into a circumstance where you're seeing a de and el. When would you run into that? When you're talking about the name of a relative, meaning el tío or el abuelo, el tío, whatever. Or when you're talking about a title, el señor, el doctor, de and el always combine. Okay, but when
And
it's not,
cuatro is del vecino.
right, because el vecino is the neighbor, right?
Okay.
Right. El vecino's a neighbor, you got a day in front of that, you have to combine the day. You're seeing del when it's a combination of day and el. See?
Thank you.
See, got it? Let's see, we had another one on here, del primo, right? Because it's el primo, right? So the cousin is el primo, so it's del primo, and then del señor because it's el señor. And so, were there any de las in here that I had? It just does happen that I didn't put them in front of any feminine.
Seis.
Número 3.
Seis. De los.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, de las chicas. Yeah, so if it comes in front of a masculine and where you're running into the article el, then that's where it combines. Okay, guys, I got something that it's gonna require you to either write on a blank document or on a piece of paper. It's only 3 of them. And let me take this off the screen. I'm gonna give you 3, just número 1 a 3. And I'm going to read these to you in short form, and I want you to convert them to long form, however you choose. You guys are going to have different ones, because if I were to say su carro, you could be telling me the long form is el carro de Paco, el carro de los estudiantes, el carro de mis amigos. Su carro can mean so many things. So I want you to just give me one with long form for 3. Actually, I'm only going to give you 2 because I want to hear everybody's. Número 1, of course I'm going to do this one. I want to see how many people own these meatballs. Número 1 is sus albóndigas. Sus albóndigas, and then write número 2, and then I'm going to have you write out what the long form, or whatever long form you choose it to be, but it just has to match the sus, right? And then número 2, nuestra ensalada. Sus albóndigas y nuestra ensalada. I'm just going to give you about 30 seconds to put these together. And then when I select you, you're just going to read me one of yours, the uno or the dos. Okay. I'm just going to double check and verify that it matches the sus albóndigas or the nuestra ensalada. Okay. May I hear one of yours, please, Rona? You don't even have to tell me what. Just read one of them. You don't have to say what I give you.
Albóndigas.
You gotta start with las albóndigas. Everybody,
Las albóndigas de ellos.
las albóndigas de ellos. That matches sus albóndigas. Está bien. Gracias. Jenny. You're on mute, Jenny.
Ay, ay, ay. Las albóndigas ricas de mi abuela.
Ah, las albóndigas ricas de mi abuela. Yeah, you guys feel free to describe them as well. Muchas gracias. Heidi.
Las albóndigas de mi hermana.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Your sisters. Look at all these people with albóndigas. Ron.
Oh, she said mine already. Las albóndigas de amigas.
They because that just translates to friends meatballs. You gotta describe the friends. De mis amigas. De mis amigas. My friends meatballs. Okay.
Okay.
Ron, I'm just saying, and listen, if you just says las albóndigas de amigas, all it means is female friends meatballs, right? So you probably want my friends.
Oh, like mi amigos, mi amigas.
Amigas. Gracias. Heidi.
Okay.
Mira, Heidi Sue.
Número uno, las albóndigas de los gatos.
Las albóndigas de los gatos. The cat.
Sí.
Oh, gracias, Esteban. You guys don't have to say the number, just read one of them. Everybody likes talking about the albóndigas better than the ensalada anyway. Esteban, you're on mute.
La ensalada de nosotros.
La ensalada de nosotros. Bien, gracias. Kathy?
Las albóndigas de mi tía.
Let me hear you say albóndigas.
Albóndigas. Las albóndigas de mi tía.
Gracias. Carlos?
Las albóndigas de picantes.
What are you trying to say?
Spicy meatballs.
No. First of all, I want you, but that one translate back to sus albóndigas. You can say spicy meatballs, but you still need to say to whom they belong. And you're not going to use a de because picante is an adjective. Remember when you describe a noun with a noun, you use a de, but in this case it's an adjective. So if you want to make them spicy meatballs, they're las albóndigas picantes. Now give your de and to whom they belong.
Las albóndigas picantes de primos.
Put something in front of primos as well. Because then you're just saying cousins, you know, whose cousins, right? You're saying cousins, spicy meatballs. Are they your cousins? Whose cousins?
De mi primo. Mis primos.
There you go. Las albóndigas picantes de mis primos. My cousin's spicy meatballs. Okay, gracias. Karen?
Okay. I'll give it a shot. La ensalada de Maria y Tomás.
You have to include yourself because that does not equate to nuestra ensalada.
Okay.
You've made nuestra ensalada into somebody else's ensalada, but it's yours as well because of that nuestra, right?
Okay, I was thinking of vuestro. Never mind. Okay.
All you need to do is include an e. You can list as many people as you want as long as you include a e yo.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay. La ensalada de Maria y, and then you said, and yo. Me.
Yep. La
Me.
ensalada de Maria y yo. Okay. Gracias.
Yo.
Because the nuestra is our, right? And Debbie.
Right.
La ensalada de mi familia.
Familia. La ensalada.
Familia.
Familia, you still have to include yourself.
Ugh.
That is making it belong to somebody else, but it's belonging to nosotros because it's nuestra ensalada. So all you have to do is put just what I told Karen.
La ensalada de mi familia y yo.
There you go. Now you get some of that salad. Otherwise, it's just your family salad. See? Bien. Okay. So that was just a little check. See how you guys are doing on matching those. So, clase, la tarea, tres cosas. Tres cosas that you need to be working on entre hoy y la clase el lunes. Primero, las dos actividades nuevas in Quizlet. If you haven't, you might have seen that I've added those. They're real short, but some more practice with these possessive adjectives. Dos, review and practice of everything over these last couple of days, because we're not trying to just understand how they work. We're trying to commit them to memory, and you got to keep practicing on that. Tres, you may or may not have read that article I sent about the Candelaria, the Candelaria. But I sent a video that was all in Spanish, real tough to follow. I mean, it was all written, but I have another one that I finally found that is really wonderful. It's all in English, but it's super thorough, and it's a really, really good recap of what the Candelaria is and why it's so important. So I'd like you to watch that one. I think it's probably it's probably 10 minutes. So I'll email that link to you. And then you guys work on Quizlet and work on review and practice. Get your foods down too, all your vocabulario. And any preguntas, comentarios, dudas, anuncios, noticias? No? Okay. Bueno, buenas noches. Hoy, we're over the colina. We're over the hump. Mañana, jueves. Sí, ok. Y bonito fin de semana. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Adiós. Chao.